Good to go. Okay. Raise your hand if you can swim. Now, I have a few questions for you to just keep in mind. No need to respond out loud or with your hand raised or anything. Just think of these, your answers to these questions. Can you jump into water that is deeper than your height? Can you return to the surface and tread water or float for a minute? Can you circle around and identify an exit? Can you swim 25 yards? That's roughly like the length of 2 school buses put together. And can you safely exit the water? Now think about the answers to these questions. Did you answer yes to all of these? Raise your hand. Alright, so according to the American Red Cross, these are the 5 core swimming skills that make up what is known as water competency. And a 2014 survey conducted by ORC International says that while 80% of Americans said they could swim, only about 56% of those self-described swimmers could actually perform those 5 core swimming skills. So I want you to think, now you may be saying to yourself, okay, so people think they're better swimmers than they actually are. Big deal. Who cares? Why should I care? Well, here's why you should care. Every day, about 10 people in the United States die of unintentional drowning, according to Water Safety USA's article, It's Learning to Swim, and so much more. So on a global scale, 1.2 million people around the world would die of drowning every year. That amounts to more than 2 persons per minute. So to put that in perspective, by the time I finish giving this speech, which hopefully can make the time limit, that'll be 16 people who die around the world of drowning. According to safety drowning statistics published by Relax and Swim, drowning ranks 5th in the leading causes of unintentional deaths in the U.S. Knowing how to swim may be a life skill, but more than half of the world population does not know how to swim. According to MySwimPro, globally there are at least 4 billion people who cannot swim. Now that you see that drowning is a serious problem, what is there to do about it? The solution actually already exists. It just needs more participation. The solution is swim lessons. According to Pediatrics and Adolescent Medicine 2009 article, participation in formal swimming lessons can reduce the risk of drowning by 88%. For the last 100 years, the American Red Cross has been doing their best to help kids, teens, and adults learn to swim, be lifeguards, and swim instructors. In the past century, they have reduced accidental drowning by 90% nationwide. This agrees with the CDC report that swim lessons can reduce the risk of drowning by 88%, because those numbers are pretty much the same number of ballpark range. So for this solution to work, it requires much higher participation, and this means more people taking swim lessons, and also with more people taking swim lessons, we need more instructors. So according to the national research conducted by the USA Swimming Foundation and the University of Memphis, if a parent doesn't know how to swim, there's only a 13% chance that they will teach the kids in their household to swim. But in my experience as a lifeguard and a swim instructor, I don't think that's true. Because for the last 4 years, I've been teaching swim lessons, and every year there's parents and grandparents who come in, and as they're signing up, they tell me their stories about how they were never taught how to swim, and they are going to make sure that their kids and grandkids will not end up like them. They want to make sure that every year, every summer, they get enrolled in swim lessons, and that they can be water competent and safe around any type of water. So they always tell me they don't want their kids to be like me, 50 and afraid of the water. But if it is true that, like the statistics say, and that it's unlikely that non-swimmers will teach their kids to swim, then the number of people who can't swim will just keep multiplying, and the drowning statistics will just continue. So I want you to imagine taking the 4 billion people around the world who don't know how to swim, and then all of their children never learning how to swim, and then their children never learning how to swim. You can see how this problem can just grow exponentially. On the other hand, I want you to now imagine a world where we increase the participation in swim lessons among people of all ages, from kids, teens, adults, especially kids though, because also according to the CDC report, the children ages 0 to 4 are most likely to drown. They're the most at risk. That's where a big number of statistics come from. But if we teach all people of all ages how to swim, then we can reduce the number of drowning incidents by nearly 90%. For me, that's a world I'd rather live in. I'd rather not see the drowning statistics grow exponentially. I'd rather see high rates of participation in swim lessons and the drowning statistics just drop off, no more. Although we can't completely prevent drowning because there's just some accidents you can't, but we can greatly reduce the number of drownings by just getting more people to be water competent, know how to swim, comfortable around in and around the water to take care of what we can. Another part of prevention is lifeguards, and so that's where I come into play. For me, participation in the solution is being a lifeguard and also teaching swim lessons. I've spent the last 4 summers teaching kids of all ages to swim, and I'll continue to teach kids how to swim and also participate in lifeguarding for a great deal of time until I'm ready to really get into my career. But for now, it's a great summer job. So, what can you do to help? There's 3 different ways that I'm going to mention that you can be a part of the solution. The first one is if you didn't raise your hand in the beginning of class, or you realized that your hand didn't go up the second time around after finding out what being water competent meant, that you learn how to swim. Because no matter how, it's never too late to learn how to swim. Another thing, if you are water competent, your hand was up, and you feel like you are really confident in your swimming skills and abilities, that you participate in teaching swim lessons. There's always a need for more instructors. You can do it as a volunteer just for fun, or you could even make a pretty good deal of money doing it just as a small summer thing or a side thing during the year. And it's really fun to do, especially with the little kids. 3, if you are looking for a less active way to participate in the solution, swimming's not really for you, you don't want to be a swim teacher, you can just encourage people who do not know how to swim to take action and become water competent. Just let them know that it is better to learn late in life than never at all. So I hope you will help me in getting everybody's hands up worldwide when I ask, can you swim?